Welcome to my podcast, which is made for artists who want to sell art online and find their buyers online, and for which I still don't have a podcast name, but it's okay. Let's keep going. This is episode 2, and in the episode 1, I covered 3 first tips about how to go from artist to entrepreneur, but really it's about how to improve your mindset in order to take more action, and taking more action is going to lead you to make more sales and finding your buyers and progressing. So we covered during the first episode, how to stop waiting for permission, to get clear on why people love what you do, and to get clear, to stop talking and thinking, but instead to start doing. But today I'm going to cover 3 more tips, and let's get started right now. So the first tip I want to share is to stop aiming for permission. Instead of permission, action is what is going to get you to success, is what is going to lead you to success. And yes, it's very much linked to overthinking and over talking about mindset. It's quite similar, actually. So that's another reason that really stops people from taking action, and which is very interesting to me, because perfectionism is showing up in different ways for different people. So you might be thinking right now, I am not a perfectionist. And that's what I used to think, actually. I used to think that I was not a perfectionist, because most of the time when we think about perfectionism, people think about getting the actions right, the presentation right, the website right, the Instagram post right. And for me, not at all there. I don't care about perfectionism when it comes to my website or when it comes to my Instagram post. No. But if you talk to me about results and about the results I get from the actions I am taking, then yes, I am a huge perfectionist there in terms of results. So think about it. Is it where your perfectionism comes up when you don't get the result that you are aiming for? Are you feeling upset, frustrated? Is it where it's showing up for you? So maybe you are a perfectionist, but in a different way. Anyway, that's why I find it a very interesting topic, because it comes in different ways for different people. So it's really important that perfection is not going to bring you the results you want, actually. And for me, it's also important to remember that actually, more than the result, this is a progress that is very important. So think about where your perfectionism comes up and what applies to you. If it comes to being a perfectionist when it comes to your actions and having a perfect website, having a perfect Instagram post, then you absolutely need to realize that people are not going to notice your mistakes. So if you make mistakes and people notice them, what actually is going to happen, and what happens to me, because I'm not a perfectionist, is that people find your mistakes inspiring. Seeing me making mistakes, I know, allows people to make mistakes as well. And because they allow themselves to make mistakes, then they take more action. So stop thinking that people won't buy from you because you are making mistakes, and instead realize that your mistakes and imperfections are going to make you look more relatable to your audience. So let's stop the procrastination. I tried something here, and get that next task done. I don't know if you heard this actually while I was talking. I got 2 notifications from a message on Messenger. Right, a perfectionist would have deleted this episode and done it all over again. I am not a perfectionist, so I know that you get the value even though there was a notification. Maybe you're not actually hearing it, and in that case, great. So, all right. So if you are my type of perfectionist, actually, if you are the type of perfectionist who is a perfectionist around the results, then it's really important to remember that you are progressing. Think about the progress. That's going to make you feel so happy, so excited, because I know when we're not at the actual result, at our actual goal, then it feels like everything we do is wrong. And we don't want to be thinking that, because if we think that everything we do is wrong, then we're not going to do anything anymore. Instead, we want to realize where the progress is, because as part of your bigger goal, there is the consistent result. I know it is frustrating to have to wait to go through this result, but it is necessary to go through the progress in order to get to your bigger goal. And being aware of your progress is going to make you feel much better about what you do and the actions you are taking. And it's going to make you feel excited about taking action more. So if your perfectionism comes around results, get more aware of how all of the little actions you're taking, all of the little wins you are taking is bringing you closer to your bigger goal. All right, so that's my tip number one. My tip number two is to get aware of your dreams and goals and what kind of money this represents. That's so important for artists. So that is maybe the biggest reason why you might not feel like you are progressing towards your goal as an artist. And this reason is that you are not aware of what your goal is. I like to compare this with imagining that if you're going somewhere and you don't know where you want to go, then you're going to really struggle to find the directions to get there. It's really important to be aware of your goal, so you think about the ways you will reach it. Make sure that you understand the steps that are leading to your goal. What is working already? What is not working? What are your strengths? What are your obstacles to reaching this goal? And I'm talking about the strengths too, because it's so easy when we have one to think that there might be something better. No, keep doing the thing that works. So, and at the same time, be aware of your obstacles. What is the missing step between you and your goal? And only you will be actually able to really identify it, because business and running a small business is very specific to who you are. I don't know about bigger, enormous businesses. Maybe that's the same, but I don't run one yet. So I can only talk about small businesses for now. So, okay, so make sure that you brainstorm on finding a solution and do not give up. All right, so you can overcome this challenge. Really important to not give up. The task that you accomplish actually every day, so your planning, needs to translate your understanding of your goal, right? So if you understand your goal clearly and you understand your strengths and you understand your obstacles and the solution to these obstacles, then this needs to be visible in your planning. Your planning cannot be about things that are not related to this. Okay, so let's keep moving. So have a look at your planning and make sure that the things you are spending time on are related to your goals, your strengths, and your obstacles. And right. Okay, so I hope that helps. Let's keep moving on to the third step that I want to cover today, the third tip. Our third tip is to plan the actions you need to take now in order to reach your goal. It's lovely to have a goal, it's lovely to have a dream, but if you're not taking action, no one is going to come and save you. You have to do it. You have to take action, and it's exciting. You are going to love it. You're not going to love the hard part of getting started. You're not going to love the part where you are going to have faith and everything, but man, you are going to love the wins, right? This is going to feel amazing. It's going to all feel worth it when you get to the win. And they are going to happen. They are going to be small sometimes. They are going to be huge. When you arrive to the bigger goals, your small goals are going to feel like, why wasn't even happy then? But, but you will get to the wins, and they're also important. But in order to get to those wins, then you need to plan. You need to plan clearly how and when you are going to take action. So When you have a goal set, your next important task is to break this goal down into smaller tasks. I started doing this from the moment I ran my business. And that was key to growing my business so fast. So your goal will probably be a big thing, right? We all have big dreams. And I know you have big dreams, and if you don't allow yourself to have big dreams, please start allowing yourself to have big dreams, because they are the only dreams that will make you take action. So, and this big dream requires you to break it down into smaller steps. Again, I told you earlier about the perfectionism around results. I know it feels a little frustrating to bring a big goal, to break a big goal into smaller steps, but it is necessary. So what are the steps that will lead you to your goal? Once you have listed these steps, you should plan them and make them correspond to the time you have available during the week. The magic which is going to happen is that sometimes, I say sometimes, you're going to realize that your goal, actually when you plan it, isn't going to take you as much time as you thought, right? And that's when the magic really happens, and when you get addicted to planning, which is a good addiction. So a good way to plan your week as an artist is to first plan when you will be in the studio creating art. I know not everybody says plan the fun first, but because it sounds like fun, artists don't plan this and leave it to their free time. And that's really dangerous for artists, because that's the one reason why you are selling your artwork. So you have more time in the studio. So remember to plan it first, and in the free time, then you're going to plan your marketing and your meetings. But your studio time absolutely comes first, even if that's 1 or 2 hours during the day, it comes first. Otherwise, if you are really worried about the marketing, sales, etc., you're never going to do the art bit, which is the reason why you're doing the marketing. So remember to plan the studio time first. Then look at the meetings you have planned for the next week and put them within the time you have allocated for these meetings. And then you're going to plan the marketing and the sales time, which is within the free time. One reminder, it's not because you plan it last, then it is less important. Last but not least, right? This needs regular work. So you don't know this if you're just hearing me, but you have heard a little break. It's just because a bunch of birds have just run by my window, and there is no reason they will be here. So anyway, so it has got me a little distracted for a second. Anyway, so let's get back to your plan. So it's not because you plan it last, then it's less important. It needs regular work. If you ever feel like there is a task that you never get done because you always plan it last in your calendar, then put it first thing in the morning for a little while at least, so you get consistent at doing it. This is what I do when I feel like I'm not doing something and I have planned it at the end of the day, and that's why I'm not doing it. So, okay, that's for my 3 tips for today. And it's a bit longer than what I expected. Like anything I record, it's always like that. And I believe we have 4 more tips on this topic. So I will cover it in our episode number 3. Already episode number 3. This is crazy. I'll see you there.